Now that we know how route parameters work, we will be looking at query string parameters. So what I have here is an input element with the name attribute as search. And if I view it in the web page, you can see the little input field. And suppose I want to pass in any values and press enter, you can see the search equals hello being reflected on the URL. And this is where the name attribute comes in handy, because if I do not provide it, and if I try to refresh this and if I pass in values, you can see that it is not showing up in our URL. And the main purpose of it reflecting in our URL is to pass in small data to the server, which we will be using for filtering process later in the coming videos. But for the main purpose of today's video is to show you guys the request.query method that we get inside the request object here. Uh, so suppose I want to access this data, right? Suppose I want to access, let me refresh this. And suppose I want to access hello. I suppose I want to access this value, right? For that, I will be for that. What I can use is the request dot query property inside the request method. And let me try and refresh this. All right. Oops. Let me try and search. And you can see that okay, you can see the search, the whole object being reflected in our web page, right? And what we can do is also we can take in the search property from the request.query. And when we refresh this, you can see that I can even access the value itself. And this is you might be wondering where this comes in handy. I'll just give you a brief example of where you might be using this. Uh, so since I have this JSON objects of data, I mean the array of objects here, and suppose I want to filter out a product that starts with the letter X, suppose, all right? So if I provide here like question mark and search equals X, what this basically means is that all the part after the question mark is omitted because it's actually not a part of the URL. Basically, we just are passing in data to the server. So this will be omitted, and the result that we expect when I press enter is all the products starting with the letter X, like Xiaomi and then Xbox. But since I have not implemented the logic here, we are just getting the whole object or the whole array of objects itself. But later on in the coming videos, what we will be doing is we'll be filtering products like this, and this will help us implement it in our front end whenever we have to add a search feature. Suppose I want to search any product that includes the letters this, and if I type in enter, I need all the object data there, right? So that is what we will be implementing in the future videos. But for now, this is how the request dot query method works, right? It's similar to request.params, but this is another way to access data, basically send data to the server.